Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some multiplayer racing. Now for this session, we are racing some A-Class vehicles that are front-engined and rear-wheel drive. And the vehicles are not allowed to have engine swaps or driveline swaps. I have got the AMC, the Rebel machine, that I am thinking could be very fast. In fact, I've built an A-Class one of these with an engine swap using the LS V8, and it was blisteringly quick. Now, the standard engine, I doubt is going to be quite as good. In this, we're about 40 horsepower down, and I mean a smidge heavier, I think. The Chevy V8 is just very, very strong when you couple it with a supercharger. So the engine might not be quite as strong in this. However, I have 385 rear tyres. I have said 650 odd horsepower. It's ridiculous. Now, I am admittedly running on rally tyres for this. I've not gone for the off-road race tyres, which means on the dirt sections, we are going to not be as good. However, we are going to have unbelievably big rear tyres. So, yeah, we have got that going for us. Now, vehicles that I am concerned about, the Maserati... I mean, okay, the concern I have is, right, the Maserati is running semi-slick tyres. We are a little bit more of a tarmac car, even though I've gone about it a slightly different way. We are more of a tarmac car. We are definitely not a dirt car here. So the hope is that we will be good on the tarmac, and we will be passable on the dirt. Don't know how much we're going to have through here, but there is the ever-present danger that actually what I am is just not fast enough anywhere. But we will find out as we go. Of course, the Ferrari is going to be very light in comparison to us. I mean, we're 3,100 pounds in this, which isn't, you know, the heaviest of muscle cars. As you can see when we get into the corners, the Ferrari is very fast and I am very not. And then we get on a straight, and even with the aero on this, we go goodbye into the distance. This thing is damn fast down the straight. So I have put aero on the car because I figured we were in a little bit of a boat. We have more than enough power going on here. As I said, 650 horsepower is a good chunk of power. I might as well make the most of... might as well try and get some handling. I did a little bit of tuning. I just dumped all the aero off of the car. I wanted the aero as well for dropping the PI down a little bit, which helped me out. But I mean, the rear tyres on this are so massive. I have absolutely zero traction issues coming out of these corners. I can get on the throttle and it just pulls. It's fantastic. We do get a little bit of understeer into some of these corners. That is perhaps to be expected, and if that's the trade-off, I'll take it, because I like the fact that I can jump on the throttle with near enough 650 horsepower and we just do not move. The back of the car is absolutely glued to the road. I mean, we're going to annoy the crap out of Gliska's Ferrari, essentially, because we are going to... And it's normally the other way around. It's normally me with the handling car, to be fair. But this time around, it is me with the boat that is just going to be in the way. We are going to defend through the tight sections and then blast away on the straights. Now, the problem is, the Ferrari is closer than it has been the last few times, so we are going to have to start being more defensive, which is going to make us slower. And that is a concern. Although we can be brave through there, I'm not too worried about dipping a wheel on the grass. I don't know what tyres the Ferrari is on. But we do know that we are going to be annoying here to a Ferrari. We're going to park a very wide and very long AMC on the apex. So Gliska was expecting us to run wide on the apex, and we didn't. We just hugged that defensive line, and Gliska was trying to cut back underneath for a better run on the exit, and we just didn't allow that one. We didn't do anything wrong. Gliska could have tried going around the outside of the final corner. There was plenty of space. We just defended sensibly and made the Rebel a very difficult car to pass, and that is what we are going to continue to do. I think the Ferrari might actually be a smidge faster over the course of a lap, but I don't know if it's going to be able to find a way past, because we can just do that. I mean, this is a nice... I actually could be braver there. I think I could be a little braver with this car in places than I actually am being. However, I really don't want to make a mistake at this stage of the race. I mean, me and Gliska started on the front row, and we probably have the fastest cars here by the looks of it. And not only that, we launched incredibly well for me. That was a bad final section, actually. We overran the corner, ended up on a wonky line to the final turn without needing to be. I think we're going to be back to make wide Rebel on this final lap. Won't be having to do anything at turn 1. We should be far enough away, but you can see we struggle quite a lot to get the car slowed down. I don't know if I wanted second gear really through there. Probably not. That's fine. We have got enough grip to be flat on the run up this hill, which is what matters. Gliska is going to have to get creative somewhere. We're not going to pass into the chicane. We'll be far enough away. And it's a dicey place to pass at the best of times, especially up against a heavyweight muscle car. Do you really want to go side by side? Because if you have an argument with it, lightweight Ferrari bounces off the door and is having problems. It's still not close enough at the moment. Now, the thing I've got to be very careful of, we are going to park it on the apex through here. Now, I'm not too fussed about if we wander wide through here, because all I have to do is just park it on the apex there. Gliska will try, exactly as I said, around the outside there, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind if you want to try that manoeuvre. We irritate a Ferrari for victory in race number 1. The Rebel is just a wide car. I actually think I could have driven it a bit better in those final laps. I think if I'd driven smarter than that, I wouldn't have had Gliska right on the bumper for that final one. I made a little error. However, it was definitely quick. It was definitely quick, was the AMC. Camara gets up into 3rd. Maserati ends up 4th. Just did not have the control. The 370Z, not bad lap time actually, down to a low 1:02. Yeah, I like that Rebel. Oh, it was a good race. I'm trying to see what the tyres are on the Ferrari, and I'm really not sure what that's running. Couldn't tell you. I don't think it's rally tyres, though. Who knows? We head off-road for the next race, and the tyre strategy today is all over the place. We have... So, turns out, the 250 GTO is on full race slicks. That's not going to like this course. Maserati Widow's on semi-slicks. The Camaro, I would imagine, on standard tyres, because I can't imagine that gets much PI to play with at all. Might be on off-road race, I'm not sure. I didn't actually see the tyres on. I didn't look like off-road race in the podium screen. I'm on rally tyres, which is good, better than a lot of the cars. I mean, this circuit, it is probably only about 25% dirt. So it's not too bad, although the slick tyres on the Ferrari will be awful. The Maserati will be all over the place. We shoot off the line like crazy. I don't know who might be on off-road race tyres, and we might be fast enough in this. And because we've got such big... Well, the thing is, we have got massive rear tyres, right? And that's great for traction. The issue that we're going to come across is that it is the front end, the turn in on the dirt. That is the problem, the bigger problem between the rally tyres and the off-road race tyres. I am on race suspension though, which is not going to like the bumps at all. We have got a lot of traction on that Mercedes. It just bites and goes in this. We will... I was going to try and flick it to the inside here. I probably could have done, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if I need to though. We have got the drive on the exit here. It's side by side, although we're heading up towards a difficult corner to pass on. I'm not going to go around the outside there. I don't need to. That's why I had a very quick look behind. I wanted to see if there's anybody close, because I didn't want to... I do need to get past soon, though, because we are now starting to lose some time. We've clearly got more pace than the Merc at the moment. Where am I going to get past it? Oh, I went to have a look around the outside of the final corner. Could not do it. Mercedes is seriously struggling for traction compared to us here. We will have to take a pass at some point. Merc's got some good top speed for the moment. Now, that lot there can battle. The Maserati on semi-slicks is not going to be any good on the dirt. It's just, yeah, currently they're getting slightly held up by the Mercedes. We should get the move done here. We've seen it struggling for traction. We will just cut underneath it and we can power up the hill. The 385s on the rear of this car make it unbelievably good. Again, we're on dirt. We're not on the perfect tyres for this, and it barely wants to oversteer. That's the level of traction and the level of grip that we have got in this car. It just absolutely goes when you It is, I mean, look, we said many times before, in the world of Horizon 5, big tyres are better and all that, and yet 385s on the back, funnily enough, do some miraculous things for grip. I don't know if anybody has off-road race tyres today. I know that I like the slightly different rule set, you know, forcing everything to be front-engined, rear-wheel drive, and no swaps does make you think slightly differently, perhaps, to how you would normally build a car for this kind of stuff. But I don't think we've ever had one of these with no one on off-road race tyres, certainly not an A-class. Yeah, it has just gone very, very different. It is what happens. This is what happens. Like, when you build a car, you just don't know what you're going to come up against in a lobby when the restrictions are fairly open. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think considering the Maserati sat in a podium spot at the moment, and that is a classic Grand Prix car on semi-slick tyres, I'm gonna guess very little else has gone on any form of off-roady tyre. I mean, it works for me because, well, my car was actually giving the Ferrari, that 250 GTO, we're giving that a little bit of grief. I mean, admittedly, that was quicker than me over the course of a lap. It was on slick tyres, though, and we weren't that far down in the corners. So, yeah, this is one hell of a machine. Pun very much intended. Oh, although thankfully that's a destroyer. The thing is, it does look like it's a pretty great race over second at the moment. There's a huge gaggle of cars, and then there's us. This goes up to 6th with that. You can very much tell no one bar me. And this, as I said, this is not the tyre compound. Even around this circuit, you probably want off-road race tyres, because the bit that I'm losing out on, I know that we can't really compare it to anything because, well, we've vanished, but the bit where we're losing out time is these turning points, right? We just can't get the front end turned in like you would with a car on off-road race tyres. And I think over the course of a lap you would, well, this would probably be one of the ones that would be closer between rally tyres and off-road race, but you do lose a lot. I've raced it before on rallies compared to off-road race. You lose a lot up there. Just not being able to turn in on the slower dirt corners. And, yeah, we are gone. We have absolutely vanished. The Rebel is completely untouchable around here. It seems like, and it does seem like we have the only even vaguely close to off-road prepped car. We will head across the line. We will claim a victory in this one. And it looks like it might be the Maserati that comes home in second, but I didn't see. There's a big gaggle of cars. Maserati did get home in second. The Ferrari was fast, considering the slick tyres. I mean, within a second of my lap time. That gets on the podium. 370Z is up to 4th. Mercedes, in the end, slips down to 5th. Looked like a hell of a battle going on for second place in that one that, sadly, we didn't really see much of. Oh, I'll take a victory when I can get it and all that. Yeah, I think we have the only even slightly suited off-road car, considering it's slicks and semi-slicks on the podium. What a weird race we have here. We head to the festival circuit for our next race. I mean, this should be a good track for the machine. We are a long way back, but... oh, Maserati's in front. I was about to say... so, concerns. Maserati, this track, it might be able to use its power a bit better. It might be a little bit more controllable than the stadium circuit. The Ferrari, we know, is a monster in the corners. It's not bad down the straights. For a slick-tyred car, it's not bad down the straights. But we know it is going to be vulnerable. And this is a track where if you have the handling car, as I've been in that boat before, you have the handling car, you have a terrible day because you get monstered down the straights. It's easy for the power car to overtake you. Very difficult for you to get past the power car, which we are, weirdly, today ended up with the power car. I say it wasn't really the intention. I guess it was a little bit the intention when you got 650 horsepower in your A-Class car. It's not the most ridiculous level of power you could have. Now, I want to get past this Nissan relatively swiftly. My concern is I think the Ferrari might just be down a bit too much straight line speed for this track. Off the line, we are so fast. We came from the back row to basically the top 3, just off the line almost. It's so rapid. Maserati is sketchy as anything. I mean, you do see its straight line speed there, though. So that's what I've got to deal with. Once the Maserati warms its tyres up, it is going to be a more fearsome prospect. It has got better top end than I do, I would expect. I mean, it doesn't look like it's running aero. I don't think it can. Oh, and it wants to snap. It really wants to snap. Come on, Rebel. We can do this. I think we can just stick the nose to the inside and we will get past. We know that Maserati's going to be... Oh, no, it's not got the control. I was legitimately really concerned about the Maserati putting the nose to the inside around there. I thought it was going to try to go for a cutback and try to out-accelerate me, but I have a feeling it had handling issues, pretty much. So, yeah, the 250, I mean, we're going to go back to basically the race we had at the Estadia circuit. The 250 is going to sit there and close and close and close through all the tight technical sections, and then we're going to run away when we get on the straight. If Gliska's car is fast enough, we will just annoy the crap out of it again, because I will be very difficult to pass, because all of the overtaking spots are immediately followed by an acceleration zone. So yeah, this would be just a nightmare to try and overtake. Oh, there's going to be a little bit of a kiss on the wall. Gliska hit the wall. I'm pretty sure the Rusky with the Maserati hit the wall as well. Everything has had a small brush on the wall through there. I think we got away with one of the lighter brushes on the wall, but never mind. I do like this car, definitely. I mean, it's my sort of a car. It's very planted. To the right. You can slide it even with these big tyres. 650 horsepower is going to be enough to break traction if you're a little bit of an idiot. Or if I'm a bit of an idiot there and just bump the inside. I mean, the Ferrari's so quick through that section. And it will be quick through the hairpin. Problem it's got is... Oh, well, I went a little bit wide through there. Yeah, problem it's got is it'll close, and then we just say goodbye. And then we're off. And then there's no room to overtake. Maserati's struggling more here than I expected it to, if I'm honest with you. Maserati is having a bit of a tough time. Now, the place I've got to be really wary of is... that corner there is one of the places, but turn 1 in particular is where I am nervous of that Ferrari. However, I think we're good enough. Yeah, I think we're good enough through the final corner, but the Ferrari struggles to be close enough through here. So it'll be way quicker through turn 1 than we are. It can just simply carry more corner speed, but it's never going to be quite close enough to have a look. And then we're going to pull away. The bridge and the hairpin could be a concern. We saw last lap how much the Ferrari closes. I have got to get the bridge better. We have made a little bit of a mess of it the last couple of laps around, which is never great. My trick is I've just got to be neat and tidy. If I drive neat and tidy, it's so difficult for the 250 GTO to find a way past. Yeah, it is just... We just park on the apex of every corner, and the Ferrari isn't going to find a way to get past. Although a slide there doesn't help matters, and then just power kicks in. And off goes the Rebel. Now, Ferrari is definitely closer than it has been before. Yeah, it's right on the bumper. We could be vulnerable at turn 1 this time around, so we will have to be prepared. Gliska will fire it through this final corner with as much speed as they can muster. It slides around as well back there. Gliska might want to have a look. Is not going to be close enough, but we are going to have to defend on this final lap. That is for sure. The Ferrari is there. Ferrari made sure we knew it was there as well. On the exit, we've pulled miles clear of the rest of the pack, but we are definitely going to be vulnerable here. Now, what will Gliska try? Gliska will try to go to the inside, which is why I'm trying to make sure there is no... In fact, I wandered a bit further wide than I wanted to there. In the end, we tried to send Gliska the long way round. Indeed, we will defend once again up at the hairpin. Do not leave any space. Now, Gliska can look underneath. I'm not that fussed about that, because they'll get to the inside on the exit, but they won't be able to hold it. I saw they sort of swing out wide to try and send it to the inside for the exit. We will once again just park it, and we are just frustrating the absolute crap out of a Ferrari at the moment. It is just fill the road with AMC, make it near impossible to pass, And as much as Kliska tried, we will claim victory number 3. We made a very, very wide muscle car at the end there. Yeah, it has enough grip that it can be really annoying. It has just enough grip that we can park it. And the Ferrari just doesn't quite have the straight line speed to do it. I do like that Rebel. That's a great car. Maserati gets on the podium. Camaro ends up 4th. Camaro's actually doing a lot better than I thought it was going to in terms of pace. For a car that wouldn't have a huge amount of upgrades to work with, that is not doing too badly. The Rebel will claim another victory. We're going off-road next. We are the only car that's even vaguely suited. Fantastic. We head to the Baja Scramble for our next race. And I'm going to be honest, if, as I suspect, no one's really on any off-roady sort of tyres, gonna have quite the advantage on this one. I'm gonna let the cars go a little bit from the start line, because otherwise I suspect it's going to be a little bit of a dull hot lapping session for us. So we'll do a try and sort of chase our way through the pack here. Jesus, so this is me barely trying to set off, and the BMW was not having a fun time. I'm still barely close to full throttle in my car. That's the lack of traction some of these other cars have got going on, and so on. But yeah, alright, let's go and see what we can do, Rebel. As I said, we are not even on the best sort of tyres either here. We are far from the best kind of tyres for this. At the previous circuit, it would be questionable whether you wanted to be on rally tyres or off-road race. Here, there's zero doubts in the matter. Oh, no, wait, I think maybe... Lagfed Move might actually be on some off-road tyres, because I think that was the person that was disconnected, potentially, from the previous off-roady race. We might have been farting around and not realised. Oh, that's a whoop. There might be someone else with a car on. I think they're in the Camaro on off-road race tyres. But we can just pick the line I want through here, and we will go past both of you. If that is on off-road race tyres, it wouldn't matter if I tried either. We wouldn't beat it. It's as simple as that. Because here you get so much turn-in on the off-road race tyres that, yeah. You'd have to have an absolutely insane car on rally tyres to stand a chance. We will climb our way, from farting about on the start line, we can climb our way to the lead in a lap. That is to be expected, really, and I think that Camaro is on the off-road race tyres. It looked like it had big chunky tyres off the grid. Now, it's difficult to tell because, of course, all the muscle cars have super wide tyres, but it did look like that's what was what it had on, and that will be phenomenally grippy around here, where I'm good, but we won't be able to even get close to matching that. So yeah, we will try, we will do our best, but as you can see by the distance that they have over us, there is only so much that we can be doing out here. But that's fine, there's always a compromise. There's going to be a compromise with the build somewhere. Hell, my car's not even on off-road spec suspension. As I said, mine is built as a tarmac car, which I know sounds a bit strange, but it is very much built as a tarmac car. This one, it just happens to be that the rally compound tyres I like for level of grip and PI usage kind of works out very nicely for it. So it means it's not terrible out here. Yeah, definitely not catching that. that thing is gone. It's a weird session. It's a weird session, this one. It's possible that Lagfed Move was in the previous race, but the car wasn't quite working so well because there wasn't enough dirt. I don't know. We have had some disconnections because, of course, because servers are going to be servers and not always work properly, and I can't remember who disconnected out of what. But certainly there's, no chance. Absolutely zero chance of us keeping up with the leader, but we have left the rest of the pack. The Mazda's not doing too bad. It's going to be a very different look podium this time around. It's going to be a very different look podium, which is always good. Always good to get things mixed up a little bit. And I say that, we always like to be winning. you know, we can't quite get all of the races won today. I mean, we might struggle with the final race as well. That 250 GTO has been very fast. Just been unfortunate that just driven into an AMC-sized roadblock. I mean, this is certainly not bad to drive around. That's quite well over the bumps for race suspension as well. But, like, there's a little bit of a bobble there, but honestly, nothing too terrible. And we will take the jump for the last time. I think the RX-7 may be on rally tyres, potentially, as it's holding on quite well to the back of us, and I can't imagine it would be any other way. I mean, Gliska's doing a fantastic job with a slick-tyred car in 4th. That's, yeah, that is not doing too badly whatsoever, all things considered. The Maserati is having a worse day. Yeah, the Maserati's not having a great day, as we said. Lots of cars not at all suited to this. It's just how it goes sometimes. A little bit unfortunate, because you can get some great races around here, but yeah, it does rely on vehicles being similar. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lapping moment occurring coming out of this final corner, but well, we saw that BMW was absolutely awful off the line. It had zero grip. So there we go. I think Lagfed is waiting to give as many people as possible time to get to the finish line. Why are we stopped? Not quite sure why you've stopped for me on that one. Unless they've picked the wrong car and accidentally got something they weren't supposed to use, which sometimes does happen. I'm not quite sure why that stopped in that one. I mean, the Camaro was an awful lot of... It must have not been paying attention. I didn't want to end up losing out to the RX-7. But... yeah, it must have either not been paying attention or it was accidentally selected the wrong car or something. It was far, far superior to us around here, but that was always a potential. So, yeah, 250 GTO did actually really well from Gliska there for a car really outside of its comfort zone. Well, I say what about the RX-7 is on by the looks of it rally tyres. An interesting race. What a car this AMC has been so far. We have got one more race to go. Can it continue to impress? We head to the Plaza circuit for our final race, and we are going to annoy the absolute crap out of Gliska. Oh, I was so hoping we were going to be able to get ahead of the 250 GTO, and perfect. That is what we want, and that is the worst possible thing for the Ferrari. Right, the Ferrari is going to be quicker than us here. Okay, the Plaza circuit. One thing we have going for us is traction. Those massive rear tyres will get us out of the slow corners possibly better than even the slick-tyred Ferrari might not put its power down as well as we do. This track can be advantageous for all-wheel drive cars in sort of the mid-sector, and we will clear street furniture better than a lightweight Ferrari. However, in these corners, the Ferrari is going to be an absolute monster. So it is going to be a game of can we irritate the crap out of a Ferrari. It will find a way past, I suspect, here. It's spent too long looking at the back of the Rebel so far, I suspect, and it's got so much grip, I think it could just go around the outside of us somewhere at the end of the day. But our acceleration is monumental. We are going to get the back end sliding there. So, yeah, we will do everything we can to defend. I mean, we have possibly the toolkit to defend against the Ferrari, in that we seriously beat it on acceleration and our traction is pretty good. It's a corner like this, for example, is where we're going to get undone. Oh, there's a wall there. So we'll have to send the Ferrari the long way round everywhere. And the thing with defensive driving like that, I've done races in the past where you are just defending the entire way, and it can work. Like, I could potentially hold the Ferrari off for a while, but it relies on one thing. And it relies on one thing of me not making a single mistake. You run wide, you bump a wall anywhere, and the car you're defending from will get past. Problem for Gliska is they have had to deal with a lot of traffic, and I just haven't. And it's still got to get past the Nissan. which will potentially... That Nissan's not bad, actually, on the tarmac. That Nissan seems to be half decent. It's actually kind of keeping with us a bit around here, so that could help me out a lot in this. If Gliska gets held up even slightly trying to pass the 370Z, that could be the saving grace that I need. Because, yeah, we're going to need everything we can. We're going to have to do all of the most defensive driving I've done if we're going to hold this, as the Ferrari is already there. Now, does the Nissan outrun the Ferrari in a straight line? It does. That is good news, because we know... Cause it's just going to... Oh, well, never mind. Never mind. Oh, dear. Well, it's back to driving looking in the rear view, essentially. I'd say looking in the rear view mirror, but we don't have one from this camera angle. So, you know, it's from flicking the camera back. Hey, don't want to go out there. We're going to be doing a lot of looking behind for the remainder of this race. Thankfully, this section... We've got the power up the hill. We head into the final corner. Right. Where are we going to be vulnerable? Not turn 1. We'll have the acceleration to be out of range. Will be flat through the next section, which will be good for us. And it's actually very nicely done through turn 1. This next braking zone, I'm hoping we're going to be out of range, but it'd definitely be an area we're going to struggle. But we have pulled a nice gap. That's what we want, and that's what we bloody need, because this mid-sector is where that Ferrari is going to be an absolute beast, and we do not have the grip. We will have the traction on the acceleration zones. They're potentially better than the Ferrari, but the slick tyres are going to be good. It's certainly not going to be too bad for traction. Are we vulnerable down here? Not sure. Ferrari might take a dive at some point. Gliska knows they're going to have to take a dive somewhere, because it's not good. They're not going to be able to find a really easy... There's no easy passes on the AMC. I've proved how difficult it is to overtake this car so far. We are going to run up the hill, and then see this bit here. This next corner would be a good one for the Ferrari, but it's got a really steep hill before it that I can use all of my power on to just build that gap. Ooh, although the understeer is quite a lot through there. One more time around. Where is the Ferrari going to be able to find pace? Where is the Ferrari going to be able to close in on us? It's better through the final corner this time, a lot closer than it has been. We'll again be safe at turn 1, but we've got to be spot on. This is what I say, we have to be spot on everywhere. We can't afford to be wide. We can't miss a braking zone. We can't lock a brake, because we will be passed, basically. And down here, we are in a lot of trouble this lap, because we are going to have to go very defensive immediately. I know we will. Ferrari's going to cut underneath for the exit. It'll be alongside, but it won't beat us to the next corner. Again, same game. Park the Rebel on the apex. The Ferrari will look around the outside. It can't shut the door, though, on us, because we've got the acceleration again. Ferrari's going to look the long way round. Will the Ferrari get the run off the corner? No. It's still stuck side by side with us, but it is to the inside here. Now, my goal is to try and duck underneath and out-drag it, but Gliska has done the job in making it awkward for us. We cannot get the pass redone here straight away, and I think Gliska might be safe, although it's going to be a drag race to the line if that Ferrari is not far enough away, because what we're doing now is make life awkward for a 250 GTO. Make it take a defensive line into a corner it doesn't want to. Make it understeer through a corner that it really doesn't want to. All I have to do is be close enough in this final section, and we can potentially beat it to the line. Does Gliska defend? Not heavily. Runs a little bit wide. Gliska's out very wide, although that is actually a lot better line through there than I thought it was going to be. It is a drag race. We're not close enough. I thought Gliska was in trouble. We actually took too tighter a line through there. The Ferrari gets it in the end. Just wasn't close enough. Ah, good race. Probably fair, I think, in all of that. I tell you what, the Rebel... I actually think the Rebel in some ways was more competitive around that circuit than it was at the Estadia circuit. It just so happened that it was easier to defend at the Estadia than it was there. I think I could have got the pass. I think on the run up the hill, if I got a bit more to the left, we might have been able to get a pass towards that final corner. I think there was a little chance, and in the end, I just bumped the Ferrari forward a bit. I didn't quite pull it viciously enough across to the left because I was more looking for the final turn. I should have maybe gone for that pass, but it's easy to say in hindsight. It's very easy to say in hindsight. That AMC is amazing. That Rebel is an absolutely fantastic car. Yeah, that is one hell of a machine to go racing with. Had a lot of fun. Had some very close battles with a Ferrari. It was a pretty good off-road car as well. Although it was a bit of a weird lobby in the way the tyre selection went this time out. But that's always fun to see some different stuff. I definitely think this worked. And this is with the less good engine. Far less good engine. Put the 6.2 V8 in it. And this is going to be an absolute ridiculous car. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you'd like to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the versus the community section, and you can register to take part in there. That shall be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.